Termites cause billions of dollars in damage to U.S. homes every year. They're present in 49 of the 50 states, and the damage they cause isn't covered by homeowners insurance. And no home, old or new, regardless of type, is safe from an infestation. Controlling this terrible threat requires a comprehensive pest management program. And the heart of that program is a soil-applied, liquid, pre-construction termite treatment. The construction phase of a home is the only time pest management professionals can provide true long-term protection against a termite invasion. Post-construction treatments offer little more than damage control. Since termites live in the ground and tend to invade structures from below, a thorough pre-construction treatment of the soil has proven to be the most reliable means of protecting against termites. Properly done, this establishes an impenetrable chemical barrier which can remain effective anywhere from 5 to 10 years or more. Other control methods, such as borate-treated wood, baits, and monitoring stations, often leave areas of the home vulnerable. They work well as complements to your control program, but are not viable alternatives to a liquid, soil-applied treatment. Different home construction types present different challenges when treating for termites. One very common type of home construction is the concrete slab resting on soil. The challenge in this case is that concrete expands and contracts as it sets, pulling away from foundation walls and from utility penetrations and bath traps. This can create any number of possible avenues for termites to enter a home. To combat this, it is absolutely essential for the soil underneath and around the concrete slab to be treated with termiticide before the slab is poured. To be safe, measures should also be taken to create a barrier, either physical or chemical, to termites around penetrations and bath traps. Pier and beam or crawl space construction, common in hot, humid regions throughout the U.S., requires care and effort to properly inspect and treat for termites. In these homes, proper treatment requires trenching around each pier, as well as around the entire footprint of the home. The trenches are then filled with termiticide and the excavated soil is replaced. In the case of a basement construction, where the foundation footings are deep, rodding along foundation walls, pillars, and other foundation elements is necessary to deliver termiticide to a minimum 4-foot depth. Basements can also be treated by applying termiticide before the soil backfill is placed around the foundation to a minimum depth of 4 feet. Each style of home construction has a specific vulnerability to a termite invasion, so it's critical you employ the appropriate pre-treatment tactics to ensure adequate protection. Now that we've given you a little primer on pre-construction termite treatments, let's go through the process of performing an actual job. The first step is planning. In this stage, it's crucial to work closely with the builder to become familiar with the home's layout and determine when to begin your pre-treatment, which is usually after plumbing installation, after leveling and preparation of all areas, and before any concrete is poured. After measuring the property or noting the builder's measurements, calculate the area to be treated and volume of termiticide you'll need to complete the job. Remember, termiticide labels require different volumes of diluted material for horizontal and vertical treatment zones. For horizontal treatment zones, apply 1 gallon of termiticide per 10 square feet. For vertical treatment zones, apply 4 gallons of termiticide per 10 linear feet multiplied by the number of feet of soil depth. For open block or stem wall foundations, apply 2 gallons per 10 linear feet for voids. Occasionally, the volume of termiticide can be reduced based on the density of the soil, such as when the soil will not accept the full volume of liquid. It's very important to consult your termiticide's label before you begin, as a strict adherence to label instructions is essential for a proper and legal application. It should go without saying that safety is a primary concern while working with or handling pesticides. Technicians should follow all safety requirements closely and be prepared to administer first aid. All safety equipment required by the label, such as gloves, goggles, face shields, and chemical-resistant aprons, coveralls, and footwear, should be used when mixing. Now it's time to get your equipment ready. Start by inspecting all parts to make sure they're operating correctly and there are no leaks. Check the security of pressurized hoses and fittings. Make sure pressure gauges and the flow meter are operational. Next, prepare your insecticide. It's important to have an acceptable water source, one that's pH neutral and free of particulates. Begin preparing your termiticide mix by filling the tank of your sprayer with 1/3 to 1/2 of the total water required for the mix. Add the calculated amount of termiticide and remaining water required and agitate to thoroughly mix. Constant agitation may be needed for some termiticide formulations, particularly dry formulations. Now you're ready to start your application. Before you begin, survey the site and remove any debris from the area. Look for potential problems that could undermine your treatment, such as trash in the treatment area, grade stakes left in the soil inside the slab area, use of wood materials as fill, foam insulation below grade, foam wrap around plumbing, and insulated concrete forms. It's important to take a systematic approach to your application. Work methodically from one side to the other, back and forth, until you've treated the entire area. Remember to use appropriate tactics for the areas you're treating. Vertical treatment zones require a different volume of pesticide than horizontal zones. Consult the flow meter on your hand wand to monitor the volume of termiticide. If you don't have a flow meter, use a timing method based on the output calibration of the sprayer. In the case of a sloped surface in a pier and beam home or walkout basement, a terracing method is recommended to ensure adequate coverage. Terracing consists of making a series of dams along a slope to hold the termiticide in place and prevent it from flowing downhill. Once the termiticide is applied to the soil, replacement of excavated soil can take place. When you're finished, do a quality check. Look for any missed areas or spilled pesticide. Upon discovering a spill, such as a leaking sprayer, immediately cut it off at the source. After you've contained the spill, use an absorbent material, such as kitty litter, to absorb the pesticide. Next, carefully collect the affected soil in a bag or bucket and deposit it in an area that's already been treated. Finally, make sure no workers will disrupt the treated area during or after your application. Such disruptions include adding untreated fill soil on top of treated zones or walking over treated areas during placement of plastic sheeting. After you've finished your pre-treatment, it's critical to thoroughly document your application. Documentation should be completed immediately after the job is finished, while the information is fresh. Different states vary as far as information required, but in general, documentation should include, at minimum, a description of work performed, a legible diagram of the application performed, environmental and soil conditions at time of application, label of product used, and quality check notes. As part of your quality check, check and double-check gallons of water used, amount of insecticide used, spray pressure, any odd situations worth mentioning, and problems during application. Careful documentation helps protect you and your business from possible future litigation. The final stage of your pre-treatment happens after final grading of the home, meaning after backfill of foundations in crawl space, and after or during backfill and final grading to the exterior. Go back and treat all structures in contact with the home, including garages, porch pours, etc. Also, it's important to establish a vertical treatment zone around the finished home after all the landscaping is in place. After you've finished your pre-treatment, all equipment should be carefully cleaned to prevent illness or injury to people, plants, or animals due to residue from pesticides. All protective clothing should also be cleaned thoroughly before reuse. Technicians should be careful to wash off any pesticide with which they've come in contact. Pesticide containers and equipment that holds or has held a pesticide should be triple rinsed. After rinsing, containers should be offered for recycling or reconditioning, punctured and disposed of in a sanitary landfill, or disposed of in accordance with procedures set forth by state and local authorities. A soil-applied pre-construction termite treatment is the most direct and efficient means of controlling termites, and if pre-treating is the best method, Syngenta offers the best means. Demon is a name pest management professionals have known and trusted for more than 2 decades, and with good reason. DemonMax offers dual-action control, killing and repelling termites and other pests. It binds to soil and organic matter, so it won't wash away, providing long-term residual protection that can last 5 to 10 years or more. DemonMax is also proven effective in high pH conditions, which cause the active ingredients in other insecticides to break down. For pest management professionals who use large quantities of termiticide and are looking for a highly effective, affordable solution, Syngenta also offers Probuild TC. Like DemonMax, Probuild TC kills and repels termites and other general pests, provides long-lasting residual control, and works well in high pH conditions. DemonMax and Probuild TC are the only insecticides proven to be effective in high pH conditions. Both provide excellent performance and value as pre-construction treatments with a proven record of more than 20 years. For the most comprehensive control of termites, pair your liquid termite pre-treatment with another Syngenta pre-construction solution, Impasse Termite Blocker. Impasse is designed to protect the home where it's most vulnerable. Tiny gaps in the concrete around plumbing and electrical penetrations and bath areas. Made of construction-grade polymer with a powerful termiticide locked inside, Impasse termite blockers are fixed around all penetrations before the concrete is poured for incredible long-term protection. For more information about Syngenta products, contact your local representative. You can also call 1-866-SYNGENTA or visit us online at www.securechoice.us.